What's up, my Guild Wars friends? What we have for you today is probably the most exciting announcement that's happened in Guild Wars for 10 or 12 years. Second to probably the release of Reforged itself. So, many of you guys may or may not know this, but I was secretly the developer of Minimalus UI, which is one of the most popular mods ever made for Guild Wars. A lot of the top streamers use Minimalus. I use Minimalus. Minimalus is one of the best mods ever. The original interface for Guild Wars is legendary, but and I'm never going to say anything negative about it. It's great, but it's heavy. And so what I designed with Minimalus 10 years ago, 2015, 2014, was an interface that is super lightweight, super fresh, super thin, super light. It's great for power users. It's great for everybody. Minimalus is a pet project of mine that I've had on the back end. I haven't actually updated it in 10 years. But with the release of Guild Wars Reforged, what I wanted to do, especially on Guild Wars Reforged Mobile, is update Minimalus for the mobile age. So, if you stay tuned, I'm going to share after this some videos of the development process of Minimalus for the new age. So that's going to include 3 releases. Global exclusive. You guys are here for the next age of Guild Wars 1, Guild Wars Reforged. I'm going to be announcing at the end of this video, so stay tuned, 3 game-changing updates for both PC users and, critically, stay tuned, Android users. Stay tuned. We are just getting started.
Okay, so this is my tablet. A large portion of the UI is now running textures from Minimalus. Do you see that? How square it is? How flat the colors are? Very exciting. I'm gonna keep working. There's a lot of work to do.
Okay, about an hour later, I would say the deed is just about done. Let's log in. Looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. Look at that. Looks completely updated, refreshed, modern. Although it's 11 years old now. These assets, like the loading bar, even the gradient, or it's not a gradient, but the opacity, I designed that a while ago. Why is it not connecting? That's funny, right when I need it. Alright, so 2 hours later, mostly distracted. I mostly wasn't even working. I was just playing the game. But, yeah, but I did get it working. So if you check it out, this is on my tablet. I was able to successfully map all of the original Minimalus textures back. So you see how this background has been updated. Like there's actually, the buttons are updated. This gradient, like almost all, and these little drop downs. I'm trying to judge distance through my screen. So let's log into the game and look at this. Boom. So all of the Minimalus textures have been successfully mapped. Me and AI mapped them back to their Android versions. They're you have to ask AI how they managed to do it. But yeah, everything's been mapped. Let me open up
Oh my gosh. I actually had this. Oh, there we go. This problem before the Android doesn't let you hit like right at the top. Anyways, so I'll just open a menu. Yeah, so you'll know. The opacity is actually a bit of a problem. You can see through. Maybe I'll. That gives me something to think about. Anyways, yeah. So see the single pixel black borders, or sorry, gray borders. There is one issue though, and that's actually I've been inspired to do like a next step. Is like these assets. That's actually new for mobile. These icons are garbaggio in my opinion. These half and half icons. I get what they're trying to go for, but it didn't land. That icon. What else? They clearly like see this menu button, these two buttons, this border. They did add some new assets into the mobile version, and not if I have something to say about it. Okay, so that's a hint for what's to come.
All right, my friends. So it has been about a day, about 24 hours or a little bit more of pretty solid work, very continuous work. And what I've managed to do is pretty incredible. You see me and my AI buddy. What we've managed to do is basically create like a parallel container, a container very similar to the one that ArenaNet made. And it basically allows us to, it only has a few modifications to inject like the textures that we wanted. I've also been hard at work basically editing textures. There was a little bit, I mean, there's only maybe 20 or 30 textures for me to do, but some of them are like this, where it's like a whole grid of icons. Not really a problem, but it's coming soon. I think the release is going to be very, very soon. In fact, this might be it. Secretly, like, let me log it. So there are a few texture glitches, but we are very, very, very close to release. All right, so this has been one of those videos where, so I'm about 48 hours since I said I thought I was getting pretty close. It's one of those projects where just about everything seems to pile up in front of you, as in you always keep bumping into these limitations that you didn't realize were going to be there. For example, right now I'm dealing with backwards compatibility issue with basically I made a new version of Texmod. If you guys have ever used Texmod, that's like the launcher that you use for Guild Wars to get the mods working. This is my kitten, by the way. And I basically like I made a new one and the new one works great, but then I tried to make a mod in the new one and run on the old one and it didn't work. So me and the AI are going back to fix that right now, and hopefully like in maybe 24 hopefully less hours we'll have it all worked out. So I'll see you then. All right. So I'm just now designing an icon, and then I have some help from my little friend. So it's 3 in the morning. We are deep into day 2, probably about 48 hours of very intensive work getting this project done. So me and my kitten Ajax, he actually just force quit the app, weirdly enough. We were working
as hard as we can, and we're ironing out some few final wrinkles. Let me show you. Password. Okay, so I'm in. We're literally on the verge of just it being done, and then I'm gonna release. Yeah, it's literally just almost done. I'm just working on the compass. For some reason, something is busted.
Alright, so we're stretching into day 3 now. But something really weird has happened. I'm gonna turn around. So, Minimalus 2.1 is what I made in 2015. But look, somebody else had taken it and added some assets, and they also named it version 3. So this is like, so what I'm doing now, basically I pulled apart what they added, and I'm gonna integrate those, and then I'm gonna release like an integrated, not super version, but an integrated one that includes like mobile, using, because they did some really good work, GAM. So this is really cool. I'm gonna integrate their changes, but really like fold it into. All right, so more work. I'm actually going back and making some edits that I've always wanted to make. This is it. This is the real deal. Again, not the final version, but we are pushing forward in a major way. So this is gonna be an absolutely major release. This is a must-have. This is very exciting. Basically, everyone that plays Guild Wars, both on PC and on now mobile, are gonna have major new interface to work with. And let me just explain one thing. Like, this is something I've been thinking about over the last like day or two. This is what mobile needed. So I actually have access to, or I've been kind of pulling from and inspecting the raw assets that they've used, and I've understood these for about, you know, over a decade now. So the original Guild Wars, sorry, that's my roommate. The original Guild Wars release had these beautiful, I mean, I'm never gonna attack the design work of the original people. So good. It's just heavy. There's just a lot of like weight on those menus and stuff, and that does not translate well to mobile. So I've had eyes on the assets on the original game and then on the mobile game, and what I've noticed, and what's really cool is that the Minimalus that I made again 10 years ago, it is perfect for mobile. It's so lightweight. It reduces, like, it frees up pixels to be gameplay on a smaller screen. And like this update, like basically Guild Wars Reforged Mobile Minimalist Edition is going to be the definitive way to play the game on mobile. So again, like, I'm on day 3. This is like taking a little longer than I thought it would, but I'm getting it all together. I realized my last update had this, but I realized that the mobile edition, or oh my god, I'm misspeaking. I'm already scatterbrained. Not a lot of sleep, but so I've realized that basically somebody else, and this is actually really awesome, somebody else had gone in 2026, they probably used AI just like I did. They had gone into Minimalist and made 3.0 before me, without me, and I didn't even know. And so I found their release on the wiki just now, and I'm releasing now 3.2, which not only respects their edits, they made some good edits. It respects them. They made a few little errors with the pixels, like, sorry, I'm the king of pixel edits. I'm the king of Photoshop. I went into Photoshop and, like, you need, they also exported as PNG. You need to do DDS. It's okay, it works, but DDS includes the transparency layer, like, separately. So I found their edit and I've integrated it and upgraded it, so everything is good. They made some good edits. Congratulations to them. They're now fully integrated. Their fork has been merged. Everything's amazing, and I'm just about done. Like, I'm recording this video because I went through about 5 or 6 more assets. I'm so every edit I get more and more excited. So we're about to have a huge release. It's gonna be awesome. Stay tuned. All right, so this is basically it. I am gonna wrap up this video with probably the most exciting 3 releases in the history of Guild Wars modding. So I don't even know where to start. You guys have followed the journey. But basically, I'm the author of the original Minimalus mod from 2015, which has been around in the community. Maybe you've seen a video with this interface for a few years now. It's been around for 10 years. But this is probably the biggest release for Guild Wars in the modding community for about 10 years, and it's happening right now all at once. Let me announce 3 different things all at the same time. I've been working on them together. They've been companion pieces, and they're coming out. So, first of all, Minimalus 3.2. So, Minimalus is the mod that I've been working on. Well, I worked on it in 2015, and then I set it aside, and people have been using it passively. But Minimalus is now in version 3.2. So, this is the current version. Here's a recent screenshot of the 3.2. I updated the compass, the hard mode indicator, the close button, the new pin button, that's new. So the PC version is updated. So Minimalus is now fresh. I'm going to close this. We're going to move on to release number 2. So uMod Reforged is a rework and update of Texmod. So Texmod is the launcher that used to launch Minimalus and all the other Texmods. But Minimalus is old, the user interface is clunky, and it also has weird shadow artifacts. If you play it, it kind of like projects the text, like it randomly, as a glitch, projects some of the textures into the shadows. And so it's a little bit glitchy. And the user interface is not ideal. I updated it now to uMod Reforged. It is basically my update of Texmod and uMod. It is the most user-friendly launcher for modding Guild Wars that has ever been released. So here's a screenshot of it right here in the center of my screen, and I'll pull up the program actually. This is live on my computer. So what you do is you just select your mods. So I'll do Minimalus 3.2. You just select your mods. I'm closing the game. When you install it fresh, select your mods, there's only 3 buttons here. Locate your mods, locate your Guild Wars executable. So for me, it's in Steam. I have the Steam Guild Wars. Steam. Shoot. It's like Steam Common Apps. Wait. Steam. Why am I? Steam Apps. I'm on Steam. But if you don't have Steam, it's fine. You just find your Guild Wars exe. It'll be in your program files. So mods, executable. You can put in your command line arguments. So this is optional, but there are some command line arguments. For example, to download the whole client at the same time, so you don't have to do the loading per map. There's some other command line arguments. You can go on the wiki and find those, but you can leave that blank. And then there's just a launch button. And so what you do is you just click the launch button, and boom, you're completely launched into the game using whatever mods, especially and including Minimalus. So that's that. And just to show you that it works, and to show you 3.2, I'll load into the game. So new compass, new close, open buttons. Minimalus has been updated. All these, and then I have the icon pack. So these icons on the corner here, on the side, they are completely brand new. You can click and drag them, which is especially useful on mobile. So I've noticed on mobile, they force you to go into the menu to do all sorts of things. There's a setting in the settings. I'll show you right here. You can go into I think it's general, and then you scroll down. It is enable. It's the second to last setting. Enable dragging start menu icons. You have to be on desktop for this to work. But you go into your desktop version, and then you grab a setting, and it'll. So here's the options panel, for example. I'll put it here. So there's an options button, and now a logout button, and now an inventory button, and you can put them anywhere in your map, and they'll appear on mobile. You have to work with it a little bit. It's not my problem, but it's just the way the game is designed. You have to put them in, like, it'll scale on mobile, but basically you can get shortcuts on mobile, but you have to manage them on the you have to manage them on desktop, but you'll get shortcuts on mobile, which is great. So I'll quit out of that. And then finally, like, the coup de grace, the absolute creme de la creme, the most exciting thing, I have built a new wrapper around the Android app. If you're on iOS, you're out of luck for now. I don't plan to make an iOS app, but I do plan to support Android moving forwards. So this is the repo. I'm going to include the link in the description. If you want to download it, the mobile app, or any of the 3 releases that I'm sharing today, you go to releases. It's this link on the side column if you look at my mouse. So I'm going to go to releases. Minimalus Mobile 1.0.3. That is the current release. Over the last 3 days, I've been frantically, like, noticing things and updating things. So I'm comfortable with the current state of all 3. So here's the 3. I'm going to scroll up, releases. So here's the launcher on PC. It's uMod Reforged 1.3. So go to releases. It's the assets, and you just go to the first asset. So, and then finally Minimalus, which is, that's not it. So Minimalus, it's fine. Minimalus UI mod. So here's the link. This is going to be in the description, but this is the Minimalus repo on GitHub. To get the latest 3.2, or maybe I'll update it after this, 3.2, it's that first asset on the release page. So /release. So here's the 3 releases that we're announcing today, mobile. And it's mobile that is particularly exciting. So I'm going to go ahead and share it right here on my screen. This is my Samsung Galaxy Ultra S25 Ultra. So right here we have it running. I'm going to start the record. Hopefully I can get it lined up and do, like, video editing. I'm going to hit the screen record. So full screen, include mics. Okay, so 3, 2, 1, it's starting the recording. So this is the Guild Wars Reforged on mobile. This is a global release on Android. Basically, AI and I have worked together to build a new wrapper for Guild Wars that injects Minimalus into the client. So it's loading now. I don't know why it's taking so long.
Oh, only it looks like the color of the same color when you wipe your ass.
If you hear a voice right now, it's my roommate, and he's having a bad day. So we're waiting right now on the connection. I'm not sure why it is taking any amount of time. I'm gonna literally gonna force quit. Here's the new app icon, by the way. I designed a brand new app icon. It's a separate APK, and if you guys want to know some shit, I'm gonna blur this. It's my the Guild Wars interface has aged quite nicely over the years, but what I've realized, even when making Minimalus 10 years ago, is that Guild Wars has, like, such a good game, and it can be so much lighter, and Minimalus was basically designed for mobile, and porting it to mobile has been such an amazing experience. To be honest, AI did most of the work, and I'll leave you with a few pieces of information. So the mobile client is fully open source. If you're worried about any like bugs or hacks, it's nothing. I literally just asked AI to build a mobile client using the container. We dived into the methods that 2 weeks the new development team for Guild Wars Mobile used to create their Android app, and basically they replicated AI and I replicated the mobile container. It's even small. Weirdly, it's even smaller than their native release. And it simply injects Minimalus as like a mod. I had to do a little bit of extra work to get the textures to map. There's a few mobile textures that map separately. I think what they did is they updated some of the mobile textures a little bit differently. So I had to remap them, but otherwise it should be an amazing release. I hope everybody enjoys it, and I hope you guys have a great day and have fun in Guild Wars Minimalus updated for 2026. I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you. And